All righty, Daniel, thank you so much. Well, investing in a child's future is key to their success. Whether you're gifting cash or assets, you'll want to ensure your contribution can make the positive difference that you intended without excessive taxes or concerns about financial responsibility getting in the way. So what are some of the best ways to invest in your child or grandchild? We have certified financial planner Jana Morrison back with us this morning with those great ideas that's going to help your family in the long run. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about the reasons to do it, and also there's an annual gift limit you were telling me about.
That's right. So there are three different reasons really to do it. I mean, there are a lot of reasons,
right.
But if you do it for education, there's one way to do it. If you just want to save for your child's wedding, a special need like a home or a car is a big reason. You may want to do that a different way, or if you want to just get them to jumpstart their retirement savings, like that's a really long-term goal, but compounding can really make the money grow fast.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. Okay. Compounding over time creates value.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, and so let's say you deposit $5,000 when a child is born, and a lot of times grandparents will want to do this, grandparents or parents.
Yeah.
And if it's invested at, let's say, 8%, it can actually grow to about, $40,000 very, very quickly.
We actually, I think we have an example of that right there on your screen. So if you're depositing, $100 per month for 18 years, can you kind of break this down, this rate of return and how it grows?
That's right. So just $100 a month, let's say when the child is born, if you want to deposit that in a 529 plan, that's a good way to do it for education. Then it can grow at 5% is a very, very reasonable rate of return.
Okay.
And that varies based on what you're invested in, but it can grow to as much as $35,000. If you have 8% return, it can grow to almost $50,000.
Wow.
And so that really makes a difference when a child is ready to go to college.
Absolutely. I mean, that's going to really help in the long run. So speaking of education, can you kind of break down that 529 plan and what kind of that entails?
The 529 plan, your money that you deposit grows tax-free, and you can withdraw it tax-free, the earnings, as long as it's used for education.
Okay.
It can be used for room and board because a lot of scholarships do not cover room and board, so that's very helpful. And then if you don't use it for college, let's say you don't, then just the earnings is taxed plus a 10% penalty. So some people don't like to pay that penalty.
Yeah.
But there's a special rule that came out just this year, took effect this year, that if you put the money in a 529 plan and it stays in there 15 years, so let's say a child is 3 years old and you start 3 years old or younger, stays in there 15 years, you can pull out as much as $35,000 and put it in a Roth IRA. Now, all of it can't go in at one time because the Roth is limited to $7,000 a year that you can put it in, and you have to have earned income. So let's say somebody chose not to go to a four-year school and they worked. And then as soon as they start working and have that earned income, the money can be pulled out of their 529 plan and put into a Roth IRA, and it grows tax-free from then on.
Yeah, wow.
Really, really a good way to save.
But that's a really good way to do it because talk about how important it is to save now.
It is important because there's so many needs that come up that it's just unexpected.
Yeah.
And another really good way to save is, let's say you have a child that works for the summer, okay, and they've been working this whole summer, and they've made, let's say, $2,000 for the summer. If the parent steps in, or the grandparent, whoever, and puts that money in a Roth IRA, again with the Roth, the $2,000, because you have to have earned income, then it grows tax-free. And if you do that for only 5 years, it can grow at a conservative amount up to $175,000 if it only earns 5%. If it earns up to 8%, it's so much more.
It's so much more.
That's a great way. Thinking about the end of summer, it's a great way to save.
Good. Thank you so much, Jana, for stopping by. We always appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to put this on our website, WLTX.com. We'll be right back.